Hello, YouTube pine community. Hello, YouTube pipe smokers. And hello, people on YouTube that like to watch others smoke pipes. I'm the Night Piper, and this is Late Night with Night. Nearing in the 1 o'clock hour. Tonight, I am smoking Nightcap by Peterson. What else are you going to smoke tonight other than Quiet Nights and some others? That was the one I have tonight. Smoking it out of my Roma Church Warden. Dial in on the grain on that. I don't know if that's working or not. There we go. It's a Church Warden pipe. You might ask, John, why are you up so late? It's good to do a video at night every once in a while, change it up. Got this beautiful setting behind me. Snow is coming into the Mid-Ohio Valley and left its mark, and we might have more to come. Tonight, a little salt zero as our beverage. Now listen. I want to say good morning to everybody in the UK, by the way. This Nightcap is very good at night because consciously Peterson wanted you to smoke it at night. I would think as a marketing ploy, if anybody has any reason why this Nightcap is better at night than in the morning, other than the nicotine level is a little stronger than a lot of your nightly blends, please let me know. Quickly, snow reminded me of a story. Which took place probably sometime in the mid-80s. I'd also like to thank Quebec Dick and no, I don't think they're the ones doing the music tonight. I don't know who's doing the music tonight, but whoever's doing it, it's a mediocre records artist, so thank you. Tonight I'm wearing my Nightcap, by the way, not my traditional headwear. Sometime in the spring, my mother wakes me and says, "John, I need you to cut the grass." I'm like, okay, I'll cut the grass. She's going to a bridge club or play tennis or whatever, so I was left alone. So I was like, okay, I'll cut the grass. At that point in time in my life, a friend of mine who had a double cassette recorder, I let him borrow a tape, a blank tape, that he records a Deep Purple album for me. Now I've heard of Smoke on the Water. That's about the only Deep Purple song I'd heard. With this one, I don't know if the album was called Perfect Strangers, but that was the hit song on it, Perfect Strangers. And I absolutely adored that song because of the interlude in the middle and at the end of the song, where this war anthem is played. This very intense, dark, melodic war anthem. Very eerie-like, but for some reason, I loved it. And I'd been listening to Deep Purple like the whole day before. And I was like, you know what, I want to listen to it while I cut the grass. Well, there's many times that my son, who's 15, will do things and I'll be like, what were you thinking? But do I really have a right to say that? No. Anyways, flashback to the mid-'80s. Had a Snapper riding mower. Had a front yard that was sort of looked like a C around the front of the house. Like the letter C, not the body of water. And I didn't have a Walkman. So I wanted to listen to this Deep Purple so badly that I decided that I was going to get my jam box, which is about this big, this tall. I was going to run an extension cord out the front door from the house, and I was going to put the jam box in the driveway and listen to my Deep Purple while I was mowing the grass. Well, I did it, and I pushed play, and the first song of the album started playing. I turned it up pretty loud. What I thought was loud. Well, turned the mower on, started cutting the grass. When I'm on the far end of the yard on both sides, I couldn't hear it. I could only hear it when I got in front of the front door of the house. And I went around a couple of times and I couldn't hear it. This upset me. And then I had a light bulb moment. So I stopped the mower, rewound the jam box at the front of the cassette. I went into my room inside the house. And I got my little PD amplifier, which is probably about yay big, this wide. I ran a guitar cord from the amplifier into the jam box. Cranked the amp as loud as it would go. And it just blared. The most terrible sounding noise now I thought was beauty when I was in my young teens. Turned the mower on. And proceeded to continue to cut the front yard. This thing was blaring just pure treble Hades. But I was out cutting the grass, and on both far sides of the front yard, I could still hear Deep Purple. And when I came around to the front door, it really hurt my ear. But I could clearly hear it. And I got enjoyment out of it. What I didn't realize at the time was that probably people from a mile to a mile and a half radius of my front yard, we're also having the opportunity to enjoy some terrible sounding, high-pitched squeal of Deep Purple. I continue to cut the yard, and probably couldn't hear out of my left ear very well. Now, we lived in a very public corner. We had a main 2-lane highway went by the side of the house, and we had another pretty busy thoroughfare going in front of the house. Catty corner to our house across the street was an elementary school. There was a bunch of kids playing out in the front yard of that elementary school. It was off a little ways. It wasn't like right across the street. There was a big field there. And people at home all throughout our neighborhood. There were some older people that lived in the neighborhood who I hoped liked Deep Purple. I figured they did. Well, fast forward a few months, Mom drives back into the driveway. Orders me into the house. Says we've been receiving some calls. Neighbors have been calling. Sooner or later, a neighbor came over to see if everything was okay. And my mom was like, "John, what were you thinking?" Well, I just want to listen to Deep Purple, Mom. Go back to your father's bedroom, their bedroom, close the door, and wait. That was always bad. Because that meant my father was going to be called at his office and summoned home. So I had to sit all dirty in the parents' bedroom with the door closed, waiting for that sound. The sound was of a beeping noise from the alarm system that showed that someone was coming in the back door. So I lay in wait. I was waiting for that beeping noise. A few minutes later, I hear it. My heart starts to race. My father was a physician, and he had to leave the office, leave people sitting in the waiting room. He had to drive home because he could not tell my mother no. You heard the beeping noise. They had a wood floor coming back into their bedroom. You heard the steps coming up the hallway. Heart starts racing more. The door was closed. It was one of those 60s doors where you pushed it and it clicked. And I waited for the click. Heard the click, saw my dad in his suit, tie, red face, frown on his face, takes his coat off, says, "Son, I love you." This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. Please assume the position, both hands on the bed. Pulls my blue jeans down. Spared, pulling the underwear down. 3 quick, swift hits of the belt. No noise from me because I'm a man at that age. Puts on his coat. Walks out. You hear the footsteps go down the hall. And then he goes. I sit there. My mother comes back and says, now you can finish cutting the grass. Why I think of that with snow on the ground, I really have no idea. I've never done things quite normal as others. Anyhow, we're going to have a special helmet reveal on our next episode. But for this episode, you gotta really have a helmet that looks good at night, don't you think? And you might ask, do you have that helmet? The answer is yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the alternate Illinois Illini alternate, pretty much fluorescent orange helmet. As you can see, it has an eye on for Illinois. On the other side, it has the same eye, perfectly placed. Red or blue and white stripes. It says Big Ten on the front. Turn it over. It says Illini on the back. And if you see there's some small stickers of the state of Illinois. Some of them black, some of them white. They're a member of the NCAA. And on this side, you got Old Glory. And whoever wore this helmet was number 4. Actually, that's not true. Nobody wore this helmet. I made it. But that, my friends, is an Illinois helmet. My best helmet at night. At certain times at night, if you have the lighting right, it glows. One of my favorites. It is my son's favorite. So thank you for joining me on this impromptu nighttime version of the Night Piper. It's probably about time for me to head upstairs and hit the hay.